Hey, my loves, it's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Loving Marriage Child, Loving Hip Hop, Miami Season 5, Episode 20 review. Want to remind you guys that if you have not joined my High Tea Squad membership, you can join right now. The join button is right next to the subscribe button. Joining my membership, you'll get early access to videos, lives, and more. So make sure you guys join. Okay, so on this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami, Brooke and Marcus are in the studio. Brooke is working on new music, and I was loving what I was hearing. It was giving like soulful, old school, kind of like, it was kind of giving a jazzy type of feel to it with old school R&B. I was loving what I was hearing. I was like, yes, Brooke. Amara and Eliza are, however, getting on Brooke's nerve because they're both calling her, trying to get her to take their sides. Amara is blowing up her phone while she's in the studio, and she is just overwhelmed. So at this point, Brooke tells Marcus to have a conversation with Safaree before she have one, because she is tired of him and his philandering ways, okay? And, you know, Marcus has changed his life, and so he was like, all right, I'm going to sit down and talk to him and see if I can get through to him. And Marcus is really looking at Safaree and Ray J like, these dudes just refuse to grow up. Like, ew, gross. Like, you could tell he's judging them. And I don't blame him, because it's like, how long are we going to do this? Like, it's kind of getting old. So, Emjay links with Estelita. Now, mind you, they had a little tete-a-tete in the past. They have been kicking it since she's been back in Miami. They have movie nights and seem like they probably share a little bit more than just, you know, Netflixing and chilling. She tells him about the whole Safaree situation with Amara and Eliza, and he was like, you know, that's her karma, pretty much. You know, now she's seeing how she did me. He was like, every relationship that she's been in since me have failed. She thought it was going to be what, you know, she thought she was going to run off into the sunset with her baby daddy. That didn't work. Safaree, that didn't work. He was like, now she see. And he's telling the truth. Like, because we can say a lot about MJ. Them hats and what his ex-girlfriend said about him being lazy or whatever, not having no money, no job, which is true. And don't nobody want no broke man. But he loved her. He loved that girl. He did. He loved her. And he would have been a great nanny for them kids, child. So, Estelita then brings up Shay and says, your sister was going behind my back talking ish to Amara because she was jealous of us getting close. And Estelita then gets to telling all of Shay business to her brother, saying that Shay was calling her crying about Fabo being engaged to the girl back in Minneapolis. She did know about it. They lied to everybody saying that he wasn't, that he was sleeping with other women in Miami while he was living with her. And she was like, she was a good friend to Shay, and that Shay lied when she did an interview with Tasha K. And she was like, next thing I know, 5 or 6 months ago, she just ghosted me. Same way Amara did. And, you know, her feelings is hurt and she want to have a one-on-one to see, like, what's the tea. First of all, they got close on the family reunion trip. Take a sip of water. But y'all wasn't besties like that. Y'all just met each other. Like, y'all put too much emphasis on friendship when y'all just meeting folks. That's so weird to me. And okay, she ghosted you, and so now you want to blast her and tell all her business. That's not being a good friend. And I've always said to y'all, the measure of true friendship is how the person treats you after you're no longer friends. If that person go around telling your business, talking about you and all of that type of stuff, then they was never your friend. You really get to see a person's character when y'all have fallen out or y'all mad at each other. You know, if they keeping it cute and on mute, they ain't saying nothing bad about you. They just going on with life. That really shows that that person really did F with you and care about you. And I didn't really like the way Estelita was moving, even though she was spilling the tea and we wanted the tea, but we already kind of knew the tea because we could look at Fabo and tell he ain't nothing. But, and then it was like, how you gonna go talking about this girl to her brother? And I was looking at Emjay sideways like, yeah, she's giving you the tea on your sister, confirming a lot that you already knew. But I would have been like, you know, at the end of the day, that's my sister. And I don't feel like you should feel comfortable enough coming to me, talking to me about my sister, period, on any type of level. But instead, he was on some, you know, he want Fabo out of Shay's life even more now. And regardless of what happened, he gonna beat her for her. There he go once again, putting on his cape to save. And I'm like, MJ, how many times you have to get embarrassed for you to learn to mind your business? All she gonna do is cuss you out and tell you to mind your business. She don't care. She don't care about what none of y'all got to say. She love that man, honey, and she gonna stay with him. So leave it alone. Let her be stupid. So Trick and Trina meet up to try to figure out what they're gonna do for this 50th anniversary of hip hop. They try to come to an agreement on this show and they just simply cannot. Trina don't want to do anything that Trick has suggested. She keep on talking about she wanted to be professional, yet and still she's the one always showing up late. And Trick is, you know, just over it at this point. And in his confessional, he was like, Trina is just so nonchalant with it and lackadaisical. Like, she's not the same. And she is. I don't know if the passing of her niece or whatever has really hardened her and, you know, and the passing of her mama, but she comes across so nasty. And Trina was not like that her first season on the show. Now, I don't even think the first 2 seasons on the show, but here lately, her attitude is just nasty. She is just mean and rude to everybody. She got this stuck up, entitled personality. She act like she better than folks. And it's just not becoming. And Trick is even saying this about her now. Like, she need to get it together real quick. And if I was Trick, I just do it by myself. It's sad that we can't do it together, but you know, hey, it is what it is at this point. Bring out some other people. So Flo and Gael are together at the restaurant. They talking, and of course she hasn't told Flo how she was kissing on Claudia and all of that stuff. And I still want to know, does Flo know that her and Claudia hooked up in the past? Because if so, y'all whole family nasty and y'all just swapping mates like gross. Y'all might as well just be sleeping with each other at this point. So Gael says that she doesn't connect with Shay. And says that Fabo was too good for Shay. And I couldn't understand what her accent, if she called Shay ugly or if she said exactly. I couldn't tell. But right after that, she says Fabo was cute. And so Flo looking at her like, girl, what is you on? You don't even know that man. Now, mind you, this is the second time she done brought Fabo up. So it's given very much, have you slept with that man already? And now they done said that this man already sleeping with girls around Miami. Girl, if we find out this man done smashed Gael. Oh, God, Jesus, be offense. That's gross. Because Gael literally looked like a blob. She really looks like, if anybody from my generation of the 80s babies, ever seen the movie Weird Science. And remember when old boy brother Chet got turned into that blob? That's how Gael looks. Like, no. She was like a ball of snot. Gross. But, child, I just got a feeling that's about to be the next storyline, that Gael either already done slept with that man or she about to try to sleep with that man. And it's about to be a mess. So Marlon end up popping up and asks to talk to Flo. They go step off to the side. And every time I look at Marlon now, I just think about the fact that he wears a toupee and that his hair on the top is not real. Woo! All of this over a man that got on fake hair, child. I just cannot. So he mentions how he's still in the house even after her changing the locks and doing all of that and telling him to leave. He's still there. They still sleeping in the same bed. Ain't nothing changed. Like, Flo is a joke. She really honestly is, and I'm sick of her too. But he get the questioning her about why she ain't been home, why she ain't answering her phone, and she say that the divorce is still on, okay? But he like, how was the divorce on and I'm still in the house and I'm sleeping in the bed with you? And of course she walks away because, girl, you not divorcing that man. Girl, sit down somewhere, please. I'm over it, okay? Over it. The fact that that man even back in the house and you know that he slept with your sister and slept with numerous other women and got a kid, girl, get out of here, Flo. Please, lose yourself. So Brooke meets with Amara at this like cute little diner. And I loved Brooke's hair. I loved it. So Amara arrives first and she apologizes to Brooke for, ruining the pajama jam or whatever. And Brooke was like, it's not your fault. You didn't start it. Eliza shows up. And Amara just looking at her. And she was like, hi, Amara. And she was like, oh, okay. No, you're not speaking? Oh, all right. So they sit down. And Eliza was like, look, you said that y'all relationship wasn't real. It was fake. So I didn't think that I did anything wrong. And so I don't see where she did anything wrong either. You got online and said that it was for the show, it was fake, and that y'all weren't together. So how can you then be mad about this girl shooting her shot when you said that it wasn't real? You said that it was fake. So Amara, how are you mad? You put yourself in that position, and I don't understand why nobody's calling her out on that. If you wouldn't have lied, none of this would have happened. Or she might have still tried to talk to him. Who knows? But you set yourself up for failure. You a grown woman lying about who you mess with. Grow up. So, but once again, Amara always is the victim. Always. She gonna figure out a way for somebody else to be wrong and for her to be the victim. So, Eliza also goes on to say that Safaree basically co-signed what she was saying they weren't speaking to one another or whatever. And so I'm looking at Safaree like, okay, so since she denied your relationship, Eliza trying to talk to you, you went along with it because you wanted to mess with her and probably low-key get back at Amara, which is once again childish of you too. Like, everybody need to grow up. But I don't think Eliza is in the wrong. If anything, I think that Amara and Safaree are the ones that are in the wrong in this situation. So Eliza was like, you want me to call him? Because I'm telling you, this is what this man said. So she calls Safaree on FaceTime, tells him that Amara is there, and was like, didn't you tell me that you and Amara weren't speaking? And he was like, is Amara sitting right there? She was like, yeah, she right here. She hearing you. And he was like, I don't remember telling you anything. And so she was like, oh, really? Like, now you trying to play. Okay. Like, boy, get off my line or whatever. So he tried to make her look crazy. Amara get the hooping and hollering, crying toss. It's girl code. I'm not a bad friend. I'm not a bad person. Girl, if you got to say that, then that shows you everything that we need to know. Like, you are a bad friend and you are a bad person in certain instances. And once again, it ain't about no girl code when you lied. Oh my God. And here go Eliza falling for it, running over there and consoling her. They decide to be friends again, child. Whatever. So Emjay visits his mama at his mama house. Shay pops over with the baby. Emjay brings up what Estelita, that Estelita was, saying that, Fabo ain't this, that, and the third. But Shay don't want to hear it. Because she says that the reason why her and Estelita don't talk no more is because they were cool. They were talking. And she invited her to Shajaya's birthday party and she didn't come. So she cut her off. I'm so sick of Shay. I'm so sick of her. Like, no growth. No growth. This girl has been on reality television for how long now? Almost like 20 years. No growth whatsoever. You stopped talking to her because she didn't show up to your daughter's birthday party. A grown woman with no kids, mind you. Anywho, so Shay tell her mama that MJ and Safaree be, schmexing the same girls, and the mama just looking like, don't want to hear that. Eliza is mad at Safaree for lying and making her look crazy, so she decides to go to the gym where he's at and confront him. She gets emotional, talking about she thought they were better than that because they had a play date with their kids, and she talking about some people just don't be inviting people to meet their kids. And I was like, girl, have you met men? Like, men will do anything. Like, men don't care. And you crying because y'all kids met and had a play date? Like, girl, everybody is just insane. So he looking at her like, are you crying? He was like, oh God. Like, he was just like so disgusted. And y'all know Safaree does not deal well with emotions. Like, he's like, gross, get me out of here, not about to do it. So he walk off and she follow him yelling, and he get in the car and close the door. She banging on the window. He opened the door like, yo, you need to chill. They outside on the street in Miami, people watching. And he was like, Amara, you tripping. And she was like, what you say? So she grabbed him by the, the neck or whatever. He was like, yo, chill. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that. And so she basically tell him, don't call her no more, lose her number, this, that, and the third. And she stormed off. Child, I just cannot with everybody. So at the end of the episode, Marcus links up with Safaree and asks, when is he going to cut the crap and finally grow up and stop treating these women like this? And he was like, I really honestly feel like since you got divorced that you have become numb with everything that people have said about you in the public and on social media. And Safaree was like, it's not fair how I've been treated. And then he get up doing the poor man's version of R. Kelly. Times I'm fighting for my life out here. These women just attacking me from left and right, and I don't know what. And then he storm out. And I'm like, what? And so Marcus is looking the same way in his glasses. He called Brooke and was like, yo, like, I just shot a scene with this man and he literally R. Kelly'd me. Like, what is happening? I can't. And then the episode goes off. Child, Safaree don't take nothing serious in life. He does need to grow up. It is getting old. The shenanigans of women and the lying and the playing and all of it's just so ghetto and tiring and toxic. And I'm not even involved and I'm exhausted. Okay. Overall though, I'm going to give this week's episode of Love and Hip Hop Miami, I'm going to give it a B+. It was a really good episode. It was. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.